give you a description of this lady we're going to hear from. Some of you may heard of her before and some of you may not. I just love her energy. She's a business owner. She's a locksmith. She's been doing it for 8 years. She wanted more for her life. On her way to RVP, she's going to stop by RD. She's going to touch bases and hit the base and keep going. She lives in San Antonio, Texas. She's a member. She's been mentored by the great Dean Corralejo, who's on our call every Thursday. I think he'll be back this Thursday. Also, regional vice president Ms. Jocelyn Bristol has also mentored her. Her favorite song is by Salt and Pepper. She don't know I'm gonna say this. Shout is her favorite song she works out to. That's right, Sam Foster. I got a dossier on her. March 31st, one of my favorite calls she did was called Mental Toughness. Your time is now. And it stuck with me and I love it. She was with us recently on June 13th and she said, who are you being? And I've loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Without further ado, the one and only regional director, Ms. Roxann Corralejo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas. I really appreciate being here. I appreciate all that you do. I really appreciate this platform. I know I've said it more than once, but this platform, not only as a listener and a note taker, but also as a presenter, it has really transformed me. It has really molded me into the entrepreneur that I am today and that I'm growing into. Really has molded me into the leader that I am and that I am growing into. And some of these conversations get so deep, they get so deep and personal that it really has transformed me and grown me and given me that ability to reflect on who I am being, who I am, and has built me as a person just from this platform that you do daily, 30 minutes a day, Monday through Friday, just because of the different leaders and different speakers. It has really transformed over the last year who I am. And some of you have had the privilege of working with Mr. Thomas for years and years and years. Just in the last year, this platform alone has done so much for me. I appreciate you and I appreciate every single person on this call who plugs in regularly, who participates, who has their cameras on, who involves themselves in this, because it really does make a difference. Not only in my life, I know it has to, and everybody else's life as well. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you and everything. So this topic today is be bold. This, without a doubt, I know sometimes I struggle with what I want to talk about, but it just is really, really strong to me. It's just in general, be bold. And some people are like, what are you going to talk about? Be bold. Well, what does that mean? Well, you'll find out on the call. So what I'm going to talk about today is what I mean about being bold, because people have different maybe definitions or might be thinking differently when I say that, when I think about, or when you think about being bold. And sometimes you might be thinking like, hey, I am bold. I'm confident. I got this. I already know me. Well, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into that. And then who here has heard that phrase or the term, it's easier said than done? Anybody? Anybody at all? Absolutely. So a lot of things I know that I hear in theory, I have to also hear in practice. I have to know other people are doing it as well. If you're coaching me, if you're training me, I got to know you were in the trenches. You've gone through this. So this week, I'm going to focus about what I mean about being bold. And next week, I'm going to talk about some transitions in my life, some of those bold movements, those bold decisions that I have made that have completely changed the trajectory of my life. That's the type of boldness I am talking about. Not being able to stand up or be that first person to raise their hand. Yes, that is bold. That is one step, but that is the small step, and that is the beginning. These bold decisions I'm talking about are those that completely change the trajectory of your life, where you're going, who you are, and who you will become, and where you will end up. So I'm really excited about this just because of a lot of transition that's been happening in my life. So when I talk about being bold, whenever I hear it, I hear something, I see an image in my mind of me, of that person that I want to be, that image of being bold. So I want to call it your bold face. I want to see every person on camera, even if you're off camera, you do not have a pass. Show me your bold face. What does that look like? What does that transition? I want to see. Come on. First person is Sam Foster. He looks angry. Al Thomas is throwing up his hands. Show me that bold face. Let's see what that is. There we go. Twyla's showing the muscles. That's what it is for me. That boldness, when I hear being bold, I think of strength. I think of confidence. I see I'm itty bitty, yo. I have no muscles, but I'm still flexing. And it makes me feel huge. At 5 feet tall, I feel like I am the biggest person in the room. When I think about being bold, that's where that strength comes from. I don't know if any of y'all have heard or seen or listened to, I know she's been on this call, Mrs. Carrie Roeder. This is one of the strongest women I know. Such a great person, great influence. She's my size. I call it fun size. I'm 5 feet tall. She may be an inch taller, an inch shorter. We're like right there neck and neck. But the first time I had the opportunity to meet her in person was in South Lake Tahoe. We're in South Lake Tahoe. She is training. There are hundreds of people in this room. This woman standing at 5 feet tall, itty bitty, fun size, little Mrs. Carrie Roeder will command a room of a couple hundred people, as small as she is. Why? Because she is bold. You can hear a pin drop in that room. Every eye and every ear is listening and absorbing all the information that she's delivering. That's the power of being bold. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are in life. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what race you are, ethnicity, gender. It doesn't matter. When you are being bold, it commands a room, it commands a presence, and it attracts people. That's the type of boldness I am talking about. So when we talk about being bold, we already talked about that confidence, that strength, that ability to portray that to other people as well. But that starts within. That starts with you. When you are being bold or you're making those bold decisions, who are you being when you make those goals? When you're thinking, this is a big, bold goal for me, are you thinking that I know for certainty that I will be able to accomplish this? Do you know for a fact? So one of my greatest things, and I always talk about it, and somehow it comes up in trainings as well, I love food. I love to eat. And some of those that know me can even put in the comments, my favorite food is tacos. I always find a way to bring up tacos. It happens. You ever have a friend that falls so deeply in love, they're always talking about that other person, it gets so annoying, you're like, oh my gosh, stop already. That's me and food. I'm always talking about food. It doesn't matter what happens throughout my day. I can have a good day. I can have a bad day. I can have a mediocre day. It doesn't matter if I'm changing locations. I'm in Ohio right now. It doesn't matter if I'm in San Antonio, Las Vegas, New York, California, across the world, in the jungle like Mr. L. Thomas. It doesn't matter what happens in my day, where I'm at, who walks into my life, who walks out of my life. There's one thing I know for certainty is that no matter what's going on, I'm going to eat sometime that day. No matter what happens today, I am going to eat. It doesn't matter. I am so certain that that's going to happen. Are you guys that certain about your goals? Is it something that you know for a fact, or just something that you want and something you think about? And I hope I reach that. I hope I get there. Hope it only goes so far. We need to put stuff in action. I'm telling you guys today, I will be regional vice president, without a doubt. I know so certainly that I'll be regional vice president as confident as I know I'm going to eat today. Like, there's no question about it. I don't have to think about it. How many people on this call believe that I will become a regional vice president? Anybody? Absolutely. Everybody. Is there anybody that has a doubt that I won't become regional vice president? Nope, definitely not. Jackie's saying, no, girl. Because of my confidence, that person I am being. Are you being that person when you set your goals? Everybody on this call know it's going to happen. And guess what? Same thing like eating. If y'all said absolutely not, I have some doubts. You know what, girl? You talk a lot of talk, but I don't see anything flourishing. Same thing about eating. All of y'all can say, I don't believe you're going to eat today. I don't care what y'all think, I'm eating. That's the same thing, that same confidence you have to carry about your goals. Everybody believes that, but every single person on this call, if you guys didn't believe I'd become RVP, it doesn't matter, because it is in my soul that it's happening, regardless of what anybody thinks. I am making it happen. That is the type of certainty you need to follow your goals. Having that certainty is only half of what I'm talking about being bold. So we're barely there. Taco Tuesday, exactly. Man, I'm getting hungry already now. So having that certainty is only half of the equation about being bold, that strength that you know you're gonna get there. The other half is not only strength. So let me give a little bit of example. So when we talk about being bold, we know we want to get there. We have that certainty now that we're going to get there. But when we say bold, it's not like saying, well, you know what, I'm going to make 10,000 more this year than I did last year. It's having these big goals, those goals that scare you. We hear that saying, what is it? If your goals aren't big and if your goals don't scare you, they're not big enough, right? That's the facts. That's the truth. We're thinking about, let's talk about a money goal, for instance. It doesn't matter about positions. It doesn't matter about anything, not even ACM. Let's just talk about money goals. Everybody has or should have a dollar amount that they want to do. They want to hit, because without a plaque, without a plan, without a map, you can't ever get there, right? So let's think about how much money we made in 2021. I'll give you guys a second to remember. That dollar amount for 2021, what was that? Now multiply that by 3. A little bit of math. Carry the 1. What does that look like? Your goal for 2022, did it meet that 3 times multiplication, that 3x multiplication? Most of the time, the answer is no. Most of the time, maybe double. I'm going to make double I did last year. That is an ambitious goal. I'm telling you guys, you are thinking way too small. When I'm talking about being bold, let's be bigger than everybody else in that room. What is that goal? Make it 3 times you did last year. Sometimes that's scary. Sometimes it's like, I don't know how the heck I'm going to get there, but I set that goal. It's going to happen. Now, take that same number as 2021 and times that by 10. Now, if that 3x didn't scare you, I promise you that 10x is going to scare you. Throw that 0 at the end and you're like already having second thoughts. Like, it sounds great, Roxann, but can we dial this down a little bit? No. Keep these goals big, because guess what? If you mess them and you fall short, it definitely is going to be a lot more than 3 times. You are exceeding your expectations. So recently, I've been posting this a lot for those of you that are on my Facebook. About a month and a half ago, almost 2 months now, I started working out. Like, I run here and there and stuff, but I started attending the gym. And I told that story, yes, and that's why with Shoop, these trainers are awesome. So I signed up for a membership and I invested in myself. I always told myself I'm a runner. I run outside. I would never pay for a gym membership. I signed up for Orange Theory, one of the kind of most expensive gyms out there, because I needed that investment in myself to see that progression, to see that advancement. So I signed up and I'm on the weights and I'm working on these weights and I'm struggling and I'm pushing and I'm like, ugh, I'm brand new at weight training, never done it before. I'm a weakling. The trainer comes by and she swaps up the weights on me. As she swaps up the weights, I was thinking in my head and I wanted to say something, wait, I'm a newbie. Like, stop, like, let me start off slow. Let me work my way up there. And I'm like, no, that's not me. I'm going to do it. She put these weights in my hand. I don't know this woman, but she put these weights in my hand and we're going to go after it. So I am struggling now. I'm pushing so hard. I'm breathing heavy. I have never sweated while weightlifting, and I'm just doing some bench presses, y'all. And I am sweating and I am shaking. My hands just can't push any further, it feels like. And my trainer is in my ear and she said, you got this. You own this. You are stronger than you think you are. I am telling you guys today, whatever that dollar amount is, throw on that 0. It probably scares the crap out of you, but that's okay. I'm telling you, you got this. You own this. And you are stronger than you think you are. Remember that. Just because of that fact, who out there is telling you that you can? We have those people in our lives, and I've had them, where they just tell you, you know what, like, your dreams are way too big. Let's start a little bit smaller. Let's work our way up to there, because they don't want to see you fail. They don't want to see that disappointment. But if you set your goals so high and you do fail, and I put that in quotes because failing doesn't really, it means something completely different. You're just falling short, but you're doing so much better than you ever thought you could have. And that's the type of boldness I'm talking about. I want you guys to be bold. I want you to make those bold decisions in life. I want you to stand out above the crowd. Being a part of this business and what it is that we do, we already are going against the grain. Because how many no's do we get? How many people tell us we're crazy? We already are bold just by participating in doing this business. Every single day I hear about that stuff doesn't work. That's a pyramid scheme, this and that and the other. And I'm like, well, I don't know. My bank account's telling me something different. So again, I don't care what they think. Be bold. Be bold in yourself. Be bold in your decisions to do what you can and what you set forth to do, and have that strength in yourself. I had a whole list of notes of where I wanted to go with this, but I took it a little bit of a different route just because I'm so passionate about this decision. And the reason being is because part of this transition as well, I came to that realization that God has given me a purpose. God has given me a gift. Not, I used to think that my time is coming, and I've said that before. Mr. Thomas said it. My time is coming. It'll in due time. God's plan for me. And then I realized that it's God already gave me that gift. He's already given me my purpose. It is up to me to make that decision, to put it into play, to put it into practice, to put it into action, to pour into other people. So the only thing keeping me from where I was meant to be, not because it wasn't my time, not because God just says it's not there yet, it's because of me. God has already given it to me. And I have to be bold enough to understand, have that strength to understand that it is already in me, and I can make from 1 month to the next 10 times more than I did the month before. And you guys can. I am telling you, I believe in you. You can. It will happen. You are stronger than you think you are. Go out there, go get it. You guys, your time isn't coming. Your time is when. Your time is right now. Yes, Twyla. Twyla's loving it right now. Go after it. Go get it. Stop waiting and pour into other people what you are bringing out of everything in life. Make sure we bring other people along with us, because that's the reason why we're in this business. Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas. I'm going to go ahead and hand the call back to you. I want to make sure you had time to close this out. And I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody being on this call, and everybody that I've absorbed so much information from, and that has really changed my life.